Hello, listeners, and welcome to the last Drag Race Rants episode for, well, honestly, for the foreseeable future, because it's going to be a while. But we are here discussing the All Stars 5 finale. I am, of course, joined one last time by Samantha Lebrocq.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, I'm not doing Canadian Drag Race, so in terms of Drag Race mini episodes, this is gonna be it for a
The
while.
word is that they are filming season 13 right now though, or like coming up
Oh,
very soon. That's what
oh,
I've heard from the various podcasts. Detox was just on the Sloppy Seconds podcast,
hmm
and they were saying that there's speculation because they're all sequestered and quarantined together, so it's like you test.
yeah. Oh, that's true.
Um
Yeah, and I guess if
yeah.
they test everybody on the crew every day, yada
Mhm.
yada. I guess that is possible. I just keep thinking like they're not even gonna film until like next year or something, but hopefully not.
No, I heard it's already like there's already speculation that people have been gone like through this end of July period.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope.
Oh
That's my
yeah.
that's my crossing my fingers. But here we are. We're at the finale. It's uh,
Yeah.
it's been
Yeah.
it's been a weird season. I feel like it started off really strong, and
Hmm.
then there were a bunch of dead pockets in it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm overall like I don't even. It's so weird how when you have a new season of something, it can make you appreciate the one before it. We go, oh, that wasn't that bad. Like I remember when I thought All Stars 4 was so boring, and now I'm like, actually. All Stars 4 was, at least in terms of the challenges, I was more entertained, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. I think the queens that were on this season really made it. The challenges
Yeah.
were not my fave.
Yeah. Well, you know what's fascinating? God bless, I cannot remember her name off the top of my head, but the woman that was on the podcast Drag Her
Yeah.
last
Oh, yeah.
week.
Well,
What was her, do you remember her name?
yeah. Let me.
Yeah, but she worked on the show and she had a lot of insight, and it really does give it some
Oh,
context
yeah.
of stuff where she's like, well, no, like that sketch was completely different. Like I remember her talking about the get a room challenge,
Yes,
and
because
she
she
was
created
like,
that
it was,
one.
say what?
She created a Kara Klink, who
Okay,
is
yeah,
a writer and consulting producer.
yeah, there we go. But yeah, she was like, oh, that challenge started off as a completely different thing. I wasn't even entirely sure what they like wanted for it. And so like it and I'm like, well, it kind of showed like, and even her talking about it, she's just like, I wasn't even sure what they were gonna base the like winning criteria on. It was
Oh
just,
yeah. Well, because it started, they wanted something like a club challenge, and she
yeah.
was focusing more like on an Airbnb thing, like, and then it
Yeah.
turned into a hotel room, which, yeah, it took a lot of turns.
Yeah, well, like even like I remember she said something in passing. I'm like, well, that's more interesting. That should have been the challenge. And it was like, she's like, oh, I thought maybe the queens are on the road all the time, like they're in hotels a lot. So I'm like, I wish it had been more like build your dream suite, like that's very you. Like I just think it was just weird. It was a weird season of challenges. That's I guess in to wrap it up in a bow.
Yeah, yeah,
But here we are. We
here we
have
are.
Ms. Cracker, Juju B, and Shea Coulee.
Uh-huh.
Um, Spoiler alert, the winner. Which I mean, here the second she walked into the workroom, it was like, oh, she's gonna win.
Mhm.
So it's been I think that's it. I think we just knew Shea was gonna win the whole time. So it just took the drama out of it. Because even
She
All
did.
Stars 4, there was a solid like four people I thought could have won.
Oh yeah, but she did. I mean, Shay did have a journey. I think
Oh sure.
I
Oh
think
sure.
the fans have been with her the whole way, and even the times that she was in the bottom, they were like, "Well, really?" Um,
Oh, when she was in the bottom, also, it was always like, okay, I guess you're deciding to put her in the bottom. I don't like completely agree.
well, but they gave her that arc though, so it was because I
Yeah,
mean,
they were working with her.
yeah, because Ms. Cracker had a whole different kind of arc where she had more interpersonal drama as opposed to really dipping low in the challenges.
Yeah.
Um, And then, I mean, Jujubee was kind of just like consistently up there in the top.
Well, yeah, like, I mean, when they were looking at the lipsticks at the beginning of the episode, Shay was like, "Oh, Juju, is that your first time having your name in the box?" And she was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, that's pretty good. Like, if you made it this entire way, only having someone vote you out once, and it was only because you were like the de facto like person to choose, I suppose."
Yeah.
So I think they all kind of left with something because Juju, it's like she got to introduce herself to like fans that don't know her as much. She was funny. She had such a journey with her like runways because if you look at her final runway look in comparison to where she started on the show when she first was on it, it's like wow, like holy cow. And then you have, Ms. Cracker, who got to leave with $30,000 and two vacations and making it to the final three.
Hmm.
And then you have Shea Coulee, who just, got to win. So it's like
Yeah.
they're all kind of like coming out of it, better. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was a moment though. Did you watch the Queens React Live?
Yeah, I did.
The Jujubee has just like a moment of just
Yeah.
letting herself feel that disappointment that was just
Hmm.
it it made me sad because I love her. And like obviously everybody's happy for Shay.
Oh,
Shay's great for the
sure, sure,
season.
sure, sure.
But
But I also think we can
as
be
Cracker
happy for
kind of like
Shay and
wants
still
her
be
to be
like, no,
oh
Jujubee. Ugh.
oh yeah, I agree. And I think just seeing that moment of Jujubee being like it's the third
Ugh.
time. Like it's the third time. I think Manila has that same moment, and Shangela had that same moment. That moment where you're like, "This is the third time. Like I'm not
Yeah,
coming
and
back again."
yeah, and that's the thing. Like, yeah, I think that's what it is because you go, oh, well, they're probably not going to come back ever again, or like, and also, it's so weird. I mean, I hate to do like it, but this podcast is called "In Another World," so let's just go to it for a second. But I think about if Manila had won last season the way that it was kind of seeming like it was going to go. I think this would have been the season for a tie win between Shay and Juju because it really felt like I really felt like the judges were probably like, God damn it, we can't do that 2 years in a row. But my God, this is like such a more clear tie. Because even last season, I honestly think they should have just given it to Monet Exchange and called it a day.
Yeah,
But I get why they were like, well, but Trinity did so well. But
yeah.
like, this just was such a more clear,
I
like,
honestly think you could have gone either way. Like I
sure.
because Trinity brought it too, but I think people really because Monet dipped a little bit at the end, ignored like how strong she was through the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
And just thought through the season in general. I'm a huge Monet Exchange fan, but I think like they could have made a choice. I mean, it's obviously in another world, but
Well, and honestly, for me, the reason I say like I would just given it to Monet is because if it's like we're giving the final critique based on the finale, I thought that Monet did much better in the finale than Trinity.
yes,
Like
okay,
I liked her
yeah, yeah,
verse
yeah,
better. I thought she performed better. I liked her look in the video better. I liked her final runway better.
yes, okay,
So it
yes,
was.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
But here we are. It's Shea Coulee, and of course, I'm not trying to like downplay Shea Coulee. Thrilled for Shea Coulee, but there is part of me like I didn't anticipate falling back in love with Jujubee as much as I obviously always loved Jujubee because I've been watching this damn show since I had to watch it on like a laptop on my friend's bed on logo.com. So like I've known Miss B for a very long time. And I always knew I was excited to see her back. But yeah, by the end of the season, I went, I'm rooting for Shay, but if Jujubee randomly wins, I'm gonna be really happy for her.
yeah,
And she's so likable. Like, I mean,
she
out of the
is.
three of them, I think she's just so like funny and charismatic. I mean, obviously Shay is, funny and all those things as well, but it's just like you just want to like hug Jujubee. You just want to
Yeah,
be like, oh, I love you so much. But so before we go into their, the video and the looks, any takes from the the queens coming back, all of the queens, the glory hole setup, all of that.
oh, that I don't know why. I know she just meant because when Alexis Mateo said, "Do we all sound this fake?" I got mad, and I'm like, I know she was just talking about the fact that like producers probe them to say these things, but I was so
Probably, yeah.
Fucking Alexis, don't be so shady behind there.
Oh my god. Like, that's the thing, like, also, I was just like, I love the moment where I almost saw all the three, finalists look at each other like, okay, girl, so when do you want to acknowledge that, like, there's people behind that big wall? Like, like, I, because I feel like when they have like a mini challenge or like a special thing, that stuff gets set up in the room. Like, they'll be like, okay, and now for the thing, but it was just already in there. So I'm sure they went, I wonder what could be behind this huge partition with a hole in it. Um, and yeah, it was a little, you know what it was? This is my only takeaway. My takeaway, India Farah is a sociopath because
Oh.
my I was literally like shouting at the TV. Maximilian that I was watching it with, he was like, "Shh, can you stop?" I'm like, I know, but I can't fucking take it. So Alexis brings up, of course, the only thing I think
Mhm.
anyone cared about, like,
Oh, we start with
so
the very fake apology that Derek truly doesn't accept.
yeah,
And
true. Derek is
I
like,
think
thank you so
that
much for the apology,
I
whatever,
think that's
whatever.
Derek's merch, that nobody was killed, and I want it. I love it. I love that
I
so
gotta say, I did leave this season liking Derek Barry a lot more than
Oh,
when it
yeah.
started. Like, I think I think I had put a lot of snap judgments on Derek Barry. And yeah, just through all of this, I'm like, I think I like Derek Barry. Like, it's still not one of my favorite queens, but I definitely like, I'm excited to see her on the Vegas show on VH1 soon.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, I'm very excited for the Vegas show.
Oh yes, for real. But no, so Alexis is like, so India, you said that I campaigned for votes and then brought it to Mayhem. Mayhem's like, excuse me, what are you talking about? And then they say,
Mayhem was very like, I am over here, please leave me alone.
very much, but she was like, well, what are you talking about? And she tells them, and then they say, oh, you said that you campaigned for votes. And then India is like, yeah, you did that. And then Alexis is like, what? And she's like, yeah, after we voted. And then Alexis is like, well, girl, asking someone who they voted for is not a campaign. And then India kept doing this. This is what was driving me crazy. So Alexis would be like, cool, so you lied, I didn't campaign for votes. And India would just roll her eyes and go, okay. And I'm like, what do you, what? And that's when I'm like, you're fucking crazy,
Yeah.
because she was doing that thing that toxic people do, where when you catch them, they think if they keep deflecting over and over again, that people will like not focus on the fact that like facts have just been stated. And so she just kept being like, wow, okay, wow, all right, all right. And I'm like, you're fucking crazy. You're fucking like crazy, crazy. Like not to name call, but like that was truly like nuts,
Oh, yeah.
nuts. Ugh, and like I feel so bad that I even for a second was like, guys, I don't know.
I
But it's
know.
just
It's
because
just so
I don't
stupid.
know, like, Alexis has been drama filled in the past before, so I thought it was possible. It was possible. And now I'm like, no, this makes more sense. And now it's just like, India, what the, I wish she, you know what? The only thing that would have redeemed India to me in that moment is if she said, listen, I was about to get voted out. I had a chance to stir up some drama. I'm sorry for the drama, but I was trying to stay. That would have at least been honest. It would have been, real. But this
Mhm.
whole like,
It's
she
all
was trying to
like
still be in the right, even when people had clearly proven that she had lied and like twisted the truth.
well, it was like it was very act a fool girl. Like she was trying to be that
Yeah.
that person that Alexis Mateo iconic quote.
Yeah.
Um and
But she didn't actually have the stuff to back it
yeah,
up
she
with.
didn't have
That's
the
the
stuff to back it up. She
difference.
didn't have the stuff to back it up.
So anyway, enough of India Farah, because honestly, I feel like, I guess cool that you cast her, because we did at least get this fucking moment, I guess. But it's just like, like, if anything, I'm like, India, I don't think you've gained anything from this except from people going like, ugh, God, like, ay ay ay, what a toxic lady. So yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, that's pretty much it. I think that was there really anything else of just interest in that. I mean, I can't
I
think of
just
any.
like the very Mayhem and Mariah Balenciaga kind of like really jabbing into each other, but in like a very familiar and loving way. I was like, I don't know. I don't feel like we see that kind of realness, like in a
Or
relationship.
Angina, when Angina was like, "Listen, I said you should send me home because I respected all of you ladies a lot, and I knew that I wasn't in the right headspace to be here, so that's why I said send me home. It's not because I didn't care, it's because I knew that I didn't deserve to stay longer," which was very candid. But oh, I did also one last thing. I did also just love Derek Barry being like, "I am loving this drama because it has nothing to do with me, so I can just sit here and enjoy
Oh yeah.
it."
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I was so happy to see everyone back because just all of them together. I know it wouldn't be, you would take away the drama of sending people home, but I would fully
Yeah.
just watch like 12 weeks of them competing and we see people growing and changing over time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think I miss everyone when they're gone.
I know. I did think they found I hope they keep doing this in the future, which is like, yes, we send people home. Very, very sad. You need it for the drama. But I did like the fact that they were like, listen, we understand you spent a lot of money on these fashions. So how about we bring you all back for the finale and you all get to walk
Yes.
the runway? Like I thought that was like,
Yeah.
well, because that was the thing I missed from other All-Star seasons, because in regular seasons, they of course get to walk the runway at the, finale slash reunion thing. And so I was like, well, this is good. Like, if you're gonna keep them locked up in a hotel room, you might as well be like, hey, wear that fancy dress that you probably spent like, $5,000 on or whatever.
Hmm.
So because there were some great fashions. There were also some where I was like, okay. But it was nice to at least see whatever. I hate when we have the idea of like, I hate when they show the what you packing and then they show the finale look and you go, oh man, I bet that would have looked stunning on you. And so it was at least nice to see them get to represent what they had brought, I guess. So of course they have to do a RuPaul track because it would not be a finale without another RuPaul track. In terms of ranking these of All Stars numbers, I put it above Super Queen, but behind, of course, Riju Rochu and Kitty Girl.
Yeah.
I still think Riju Rochu is the best.
It's such a just
Yeah.
the hook of it is so strong. Yeah.
Though I gotta say, the one I re-listen to the most is Kitty Girl.
Interesting.
If I'm being real, just because it's such a up tempo. Because Riju Rochu is more like it's a bitch track. It's more like
I clearly
slow
think
and
the preference between the two of us very much speaks to our personality.
yeah,
It's
probably I got that.
like
Well, I just love I love the like I mean I love all the verses in Kitty Girl. Like even BB like Mira Mira on the
okay,
wall.
yeah,
And
you're right. Okay, yes, yes, yes.
like
That is
it's
such a
great.
that's a BB's verse is probably my favorite.
Face, 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 body and all.
Yeah,
Another birthday,
anytime BB
another
gets on a
slay.
track, I'm like, this is what I want. I love it. I'll
Though you know what thing I always just scream about whenever I watch the Kitty Girl video? Because I love her to death, but I'm like, Trixie Mattel, you have a lyric where you say you're blonde like Pamela, but you're wearing a fucking purple ombre wig, which is stunning. Love the wig. Don't get me wrong. Love the wig. But if you're going to have like, also, I feel like if you're doing your iconic look, like this is like, the video, why aren't you wearing a blonde wig? Like that's what we know you for. Which I mean, I guess cool to show something new, but then don't have a lyric talking about how you're blonde. It's just weird. I don't know. It just bothers me every time. Sidebar. We're not even talking about All Stars Day. But yeah. So, what did you? So, in terms of the song, for me, maybe it's a hot take. I actually think that Juju B's verse was my favorite audibly to listen to.
Yes. I think I have to go back and give a re-listen
Mm.
because it was so freaking fast.
I couldn't understand Shay's verse. I'm gonna be totally honest. Like, there was half of it. I'm like, I have no idea what she's saying.
It was it was so fast. I
Very
was like,
fast, so fast.
yeah, I was like, I think I'm gonna go back and really like this song and listen to it a couple times because the hook is really catchy. But I
Oh, I
was
can tell. I was like, in 2 days, I'll be listening to this a ton. So I was like,
yeah,
I can already tell.
yeah. Um, but I was like, oh, it's so fast. Like even in the verse is fast, and I mean, I love.
It's faster than like Kitty Girl. Kitty Girl's pretty fast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's like a syllable monster, and I was like, this is such a mean song to do for the final lip sync. It's like the second to last lip sync being fancy, and then the final lip sync being this. That's
Yeah.
cruel.
But at least, but you know what? Maybe it's because it's because everyone complained about Super Queen being so slow. So it was like, remember, it's like
Oh,
she's a Super Queen. Da,
I
da,
forget
da,
that part
da,
in
da,
my
da, da.
head, but because it's very easy and I know the words very simply. Yeah, yeah. I do think it's a direct response to like, oh, we're gonna do this like '90s like slow jam for season 4.
Yeah.
Season 5, we're gonna put it on times 2 fast forward. Good luck.
God, though, I will never, even though I didn't like the song, I just loved the image of like, Alaska on the drums, Trixie on the guitar, and
Oh yeah,
what the fuck
Chad
was
on the I think
Chad
on the
doing?
a
Keyboard?
DJ table.
A
I think
what?
Chad might have been on a DJ
It
table.
was a oh god, it was a turntable. That's what it was because she had the cans on her head.
Yeah, I can specifically remember her holding like a headphone with doing
Yeah, she was wearing her like fingerless gloves.
so mad.
Chad Michaels, I swear that is like the drag MILF. Like she dresses in a way where she is like that mom that goes when she's like with her daughter at like Forever 21. She's like, "Oh, that top's really cute. I might get that for myself." And you go,
Yes,
"No,
absolutely.
mom, don't get that. That's not for you." Oh my. Yeah, so I don't know. The song happened. I did like Cracker's verse too. I didn't like I know, like I'm like Mr. Pink, love the pink. Didn't love her look in the video though. Something about it was like too bulky on the top for me. The big bow.
The big bow. Yeah, I didn't like her. I liked when she stripped it away and with the skirt. It was
Yeah.
just a
It was
lot,
better when she did that, yeah.
and I just thought she was doing like quintessential Cracker,
Sure,
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
think she needed to do Cracker that fit into this challenge.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing. Like, I guess I understand her approach, where she's like, "Oh, well, this is my chance to like be definitive Cracker." So I get it, but I think if you're doing a music video where clearly the vibe is not like just leaning towards you and your style, I just wish even if she had had like a pink glittery like not a cat suit but just something that was a little sleeker, a little more hip, like a little more modern. I just think it would
Yeah,
have elevated her look in a way.
yeah,
I loved Jujubee's look.
yes.
She looked stunning.
Her hair looked like pastrami. I wanted to eat it.
Like pastrami. Yeah, and also I know they were talking about how Jujubee looked nervous for half of it, but I mean I see what they're saying, but I also felt like she looked very confident also. Like I mean,
Mhm.
I don't know, for her, especially for her, like not being a dancer, I thought
Yeah,
that she, even if she might have been nervous, I also didn't feel like it ever read on her. I mean, maybe it's just me being whatever biased, but I never feel like it read on her face a lot. Like I wasn't thinking, "Oh God,
yeah.
ooh, Juju."
No,
So I don't know. The song happened.
there was
The
a song.
song was a song. Then we have the runway, and oh my gosh, I gotta say, all three of the looks, very here for it.
Excellent. I loved
Everybody,
everybody
everybody.
coming back. I think Derek Barry actually might have been one of my favorites. I just thought,
Oh, that was
he-
stunning.
yeah, looked, and then her crown fell off. Uh, yeah, I thought, oh, and then Mariah's like beautiful petal gown that was
Hmm.
stunning.
I
Uh,
didn't like the hair though. I loved the gown. I loved the makeup.
mhm, mhm.
I wanted the hair to be like I wanted a contrast from the dress because to me it kind of like made all of her look sort of bleed together to me. But that's just maybe that's just me.
I liked the hair. I
Oh sure,
think that was more for me. I loved Mayhem's hair and makeup and like her hair accessory, but
yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of the look. but like
Same. I was
I
like, she looks stunning from like the clavicle up.
oh, that gold like crown that
Yeah,
she was wearing with
stunning.
her hair. Oh, yeah, I absolutely loved it. But
Oh, and
I was like, I think this is more quintessential mayhem though.
yeah, yeah.
But
I thought
and,
Alexis looked perfect.
oh, that swirly swirly petals. I was like, I don't even
And
know.
no hair loaf.
No hair love. That's right. I was like looking at it and I was like, I wonder what it would be like to see someone in this beautiful just swirls and ruffles dress walk into the room. Like how
Yeah.
overwhelming it would be just like to see like gown in person. That's what I was thinking
Well,
about.
well, she just looked perfect. Like, because usually with her, I love the gown, but I'm not crazy about the hair. And for once, like, I love the hair. I love the makeup. I love the dress. I just went, oh yeah. Her body looked right. I was like, oh, that's right. That's it. That's it. She did it.
Yeah.
And then of the three finalists, who would you say is like your favorite?
I literally can't pick. They're all so different.
You know, I think I'm gonna lean towards Juju just because for
Yeah.
Juju, it's stunning just by itself, but the fact that it's Juju just
Yeah.
looking so perfect, I'm like, well, come on.
Yeah, and just the bodysuit is beautiful, the hair, the nails, but then just like that gold, that beautiful
Uh,
like marigold sash was
mm-hmm,
really just like oh, they put it over the top, just like flowing and elegant behind her, and that color was so rich and
mm-hmm.
so beautiful with her bodysuit. Yeah, a big fan of that.
And I loved Crackers with of course there were two pink fantasy looks, so I was of course very happy. And they were just so different because I also loved Shay's like Balenciaga inspired. It was very like early '90s Balenciaga like
Oh yeah,
silhouette. I know I was watching it
how did she fit in
with
anything
Maximilian. He
like
didn't love the silhouette of it, but I actually really liked the volume because if you looked at it closely, the bodice and everything was like cinched and like together, but then there was the volume like surrounding it, like a almost like a little like a cape, but not a cape, but just like poof, like a big pink poof
yeah.
all around her body, and she just looked stunning. She just looked fucking perfect. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just like like when she did that little pose, just like a picture frozen in time.
Just it almost looked like something that like I don't know, like Grace Kelly would have worn,
Yeah.
like if like in the '50s, like almost, but a little more. Just the only thing it was, and I hated that I was being such a like picky bitch, but when she was doing her final like talk with the judges, I just want to take my two index fingers and just smooth out the straps in the front of the look because they were like not matching, and I was like, oh god, can someone let her reset real quick? Like, come on, because it was like it's because everything looked so perfect that I could just focus on the one strap being like all like wrinkled and stretched. I was like, someone let her fix that, you shady PAs. How dare you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take care of her. I know you
Like
know
two
that
seconds. It could have just been like, and just
she
like
had been
smooth
standing
out the
there
strap, smooth out the
so
strap.
she had been standing there for so long. Like
Oh yeah, I was kind of just like, God damn it, no. But yeah, so for me, solid finale looks. I gotta say, usually there's at least one where I'm like, ugh, I didn't like that one, but I thought all three of these were stunning.
yeah, I agree. I thought everybody brought it for the finale.
Yeah, and then of course we have the final lip sync to Janelle Monáe, "Make You Feel," which made me feel
Mhm.
very happy
Great
to hear that
final
song.
song.
What a good song.
Yep.
Though I did hear the song start and I went, mm. So they're setting up Shay to win. But I gotta say, I ultimately agree with Shay winning, of course. But I gotta say that Jujubee, she was not going down without a fight.
Yeah. I thought
And that
yeah, I felt sad because it felt like what they were sending the edit they were giving Ms. Cracker during that lip sync was kind of wah, wah.
shady at it, yeah.
Yeah, just like just a little bit.
I guessed her reveal wrong. I thought I knew what the reveal was going to be, and then when I saw what her stunt was, I went, "Oh no, it doesn't read on camera." But when I looked at her boobs, I thought, "Oh, I know what she's going to do. She's going to have like a mechanism that she pulls, and it's going to have like confetti poppers that come out of the nipples." That's what I thought it was going to be.
That would be like, and if the cones would like explode into like in a cartoon when somebody puts like their finger in a gun and then it like flowers.
Yeah, or like I thought there was going to be like either yeah, like I thought it was gonna be like gold confetti and glitter that just like shot out.
Yeah.
Um, it wasn't. It was just glitter that she just, I
But
always
at least
imagine
fit
some
the song
PA.
a little bit. At least fit the song a little bit.
Sure. Which it just didn't read on camera. It just was like it was too like, oh, I see. Oh, there's glitter. But I always imagine some PA watching that going like, God fucking damn it.
Yeah.
I have to go and sweep up all that goddamn glitter. Because like also, if you ever tried to sweep up glitter, like I hope you're gonna throw away that broom because you're not ever getting that glitter out of it. So I always think about that when like or like when Mariah had her like paint in the in the talent show, like some PA was like, "Fucking god damn it." To go clean up all that goddamn paint. Because I know she tried to put that like cloth on the stage, but it got all over the stage. Yeah. Anyway, it's poor PA. All right, it's okay. I don't know. So yeah, then spoiler alert: Shay wins.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, and one last thought from me: why did they not put the crown on her head? She was wearing a wig that could accommodate a crown. The
Yeah.
crown was right there. I don't even think she had to like walk down the runway with the crown, but like at least let her like prance on the runway and let the last image be like RuPaul putting the crown on her head and just letting her like pose. Like it just felt really bizarre to be like I wanted to see Shay in the crown. Like from a purely standpoint of me, and be like, well, why isn't she wearing it? Like we want to see her in the crown. Like I'm sure we're gonna get like an Instagram post of it in a couple of days, but just like it bothered me. It made me upset.
Yeah, yeah, I didn't. Well, because also at first, when I was looking at everybody in their final looks, I was like, how the fuck is anybody going to put a crown on any of this hair?
Oh, Juju would have been fucked. It would have been like, oh shit. Like
Shangela.
honestly, Shay was the only person that was like
I was
could
like,
could have made it work.
did she pick it so the crown could just slide down that beehive?
Yeah, right. Well, because then, like, Shay's final wig was just the wavy. I think it was purple,
Blue. It was
blue. Yeah.
blue.
So it was an easy wig to put a crown on, which I'm sure she even thought of when she picked that wig.
Yeah.
And so I kept thinking, okay, they're gonna wait to put the crown on, and then the crown just never went on her head, and I want to know why. I want to know the truth.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Shay is our newest all-star. Thrilled to see it. Thrilled to see so much diversity in terms of winners over what is now, 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Love to see it. We love to see it. And it just it's just such a bummer that we couldn't have a tie with Jujubee and Shay. That's just all I have to say.
It felt right.
Yeah. But I mean, obviously, here's the thing: Shay being in the Hall of Fame just makes sense because I think the thing with this season is Shay literally was probably going to win season 9, and if her and Sasha had like a pretty standard lip sync, she probably would have won. But Sasha Velour had the gag of all gags and started the whole theme of the gag. So it just couldn't be. So I think if she had lost again, it just would have. I think it would have hurt. It would have hurt more than seeing Jujubee lose, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because especially how well she did and how she also, God, I don't think it was strategy. I think she legitimately is like a nice person, but she played the game so perfectly, like perfectly. She never ruffled anyone's feathers too much. She was forgiving when she needed to be forgiving. She was helpful when she needed to be helpful. She just, there was no, I guess there was no stopping her.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, Cracker had more wins, but like, I mean, like I said, everybody came out of this, looking pretty good.
Yeah.
And I mean, Jujubee's still doing great. Like she has that show on TLC. Like I'm sure she'll get something else through World of Wonder. Like I'm sure they're gonna try to, get her involved in like honestly, I hope if they do the lip sync assassin thing again, I really hope she comes back as a lip sync assassin in a
Oh
future season.
yeah. Agree.
Because she is good at lip syncing.
Mhm.
She's good at that.
Yep.
So I guess as a last thought, who are some of your dream people for All Stars 6? Because I know I have a few.
Asia O'Hara,
Yes, that's on mine as well.
Laganja Estranja.
Yes, I also would love that. I
Um,
would love Trinity K. Bonet.
oh, yep. Trinity K. Bonet.
I
Absolutely.
want Rock'em Sakura.
Yeah.
I also would love to see. I would like to see like weird people come back. Like I would like to see. Well, I always say Ivy Winters, but she's gone on the record saying she would not come back. But I would love to see like Jocelyn Fox come back.
Yeah.
Like I love Jocelyn Fox. I even like, even though she's not my favorite, I also would love if Darian Lake came back to the show.
Yeah.
Just for the talking heads, if nothing else.
Absolutely. It's hard because I was like thinking about this the other day, and there are so many queens from season 12 that
I mean, they could pick any of. Yeah, absolutely.
Nikki Doll,
Any of them. Nikki Doll, if they brought back
Chris,
uh
Gigi.
Gigi, yeah.
I think Britta is one that we will be seeing a redemption arc for at some point.
Yeah, she needs it too. Like I think she'll benefit from an all-star season a lot.
Yeah.
I also would love to see Nina West come back.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's plenty. I've said this before, but I would love to see Peppermint come back and see Sonique come back.
Oh yeah.
Ideally in the same season. I would love to see like multiple trans representation in the same season. So it's actually like a real like, it doesn't feel like a token casting. It's actually like, no, these are like great queens. They deserve their moment.
Yeah.
And also Sonique, wow, when she was in that Christmas, the Holoslay Spectacular, whew, wow.
Oh yeah.
First of all, I don't know if you remember, but she wore this like this white, like kind of like almost like Santa's sexy little helper
Mhm.
little outfit, and she looked, it's a very specific reference, but she looked a lot like the woman from Batman Returns that like Catwoman ties up, the one that's supposed to like light the Christmas tree. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And she was wearing, I was maybe like, she reminds me of that woman.
Huh.
Yeah, so all of those, I don't know. I guess I guess whenever All Stars 6 happens.
Yeah.
And I guess one last thought: what in terms of past formats on All Stars and stuff that we saw on this format, what would you like to see stay, and what would you like to see come back?
I want the queens coming back to come back. I love the
Yes,
lip sync battle of
I liked that. I want that again.
or my dream, which I think I have already stated on here, is that eliminated queens would come back to do the snatch game, and everyone would do the snatch game and do the real snatch game and not
Or
snatch.
do Snatch Game first. Like I know it's like kind of like shooting your load, but like it's like you have all the queens here. Like let them all do Snatch Game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I know the whole thing is like doing the like here's I guess it's kind of what you're saying. It's we both get something great out of this. I think the first episode should be kind of like honestly when Legendary did this on HBO, I thought, oh, that's great. I think the first week should be it's an introduction to all the queens. They all get to do the talent show, but no one goes home. And then the second episode is Snatch Game. They all get to do Snatch Game, and then people start to go home. I think that would be like everybody wins.
Yeah.
And I guess people would be like, no one went home the first episode. But I think people would be so happy to see everybody there. I just think it would be nice to have like almost like an orientation as far as the first episode, where it's like, here are all the queens. They can still give critiques even. They could even have like people that were in the top, in the bottom, but just not send anyone home.
Yeah.
I think that would be like a nice And they've done that before on the show where like no one's going home this week. Let's just say that when they get to the runway, like let's just let that be the thing.
Yeah.
And I also want to see a fucking proper reunion like All Stars 2.
Yes, a real reunion.
Yeah, not like 5 minutes when they're in the workroom and be like, okay, now girls, think about the thing you want to say the most and let's get it out in the next like 30 minutes. Like that's like I'm like, no. So yeah. And then yeah, I guess I liked the eliminations better this year. It seemed like they were in better control of things, which led people that, were supposed to be there the whole time actually stay there the whole time. So that was nice.
Yeah.
Glad no one got manilaed. That was nice.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. Overall, if I had to give this season a grade, I'd give it a B plus.
I think the problem will always and forever be that nothing is going to be better than All Stars 2. Like, it is
No, yeah.
just, in my opinion, the best season of Drag Race.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And
Though some of them age pretty well with time. Because I do think All Stars 3, I've rewatched it a couple of times now, and it's pretty good.
I need to go because I really haven't rewatched an All Stars. I haven't because I've been going along with Race Chaser. So whenever the regular seasons end, then I hop over there. So
Yeah.
I haven't. They're definitely not at a place where they're watching more recent All Stars. So I haven't gone back because I'm always watching some season of Drag Race.
Well, luckily I just buy them as they air, so I just have all of them now. Actually, the only one I don't own is season 6. Actually, I don't own season 6. It's the only one I don't have. Why I don't know, because I love season 6.
Yeah, great.
But All Stars 3, let us never forget the infamous Aja diving off of that platform into the Shablam.
Is she gonna jump from there?
She got jump in there? And I remember, oh my god, if you haven't watched this, you should. Shangela has an hour-long stand-up special on her. If you go to her Instagram, it's in her bio, and it's just her recounting all of All Stars 3, like episode by episode, and she just goes into the talent show, and she was like, I thought I was gonna win. I had done my talent, and then they announced Aja's gonna be next, and then they roll out this platform, and then they roll out these stairs, and I went, oh, what's that for? And she said that they all saw her climbing up those stairs, and I guess we definitely see this. They were all actually like, concerned for her, but they were like, oh god, is she gonna try to jump from there? Like, oh god. But then she landed and got up and kept dancing, and they went, oh shit. Oh my god, she also talks about Milk's talent, where she's like, all of you at home, all you heard was touch the fashion, save your life. And she's like, all we heard was her going over to the models, and you heard like, just Velcro, like, and she talked about how after she did her talent, she went, oh no, Milky's going home. Oh man. So I'm glad we went on this journey with All Stars 5. I had a fun time.
I did.
Not my favorite. I will say, I gotta say, I love Shay as a winner. But I do say, if we're ranking All Stars seasons, well, of course, 1 is at the bottom. 1 will always be at the bottom.
Sorry.
But I do think this one is behind 2, 3, and 4.
Wow. Okay, I
gotta
gotta
say it.
rewatch before because like I don't think I agree, but I also
Oh, sure,
do not know.
fair. I rewatched 4 semi recently and 3, and it's not even based on the girls. Like in terms of cast, I would say it's a pretty good cast, but it's just like in terms of the challenges, I think it just goes like, don't say something shit until you see something else, because I remember thinking that All Stars 4 had awful challenges, and after this season I went, actually they weren't that bad. they weren't that bad. Like the Sex and the City challenge, that's still pretty bad, but like other than that, nothing to me fell as flat as the like, I hated the Get a Room challenge. I'm just gonna say it. That was a low moment.
Yeah. I wasn't a huge fan of Shamsi.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. I guess that also. Yeah. I hated them as their boy selves. Be like, yeah, she's fucking hot, right? Like I was like, I don't want this. This isn't for me. Yeah. So that's it. That's it. Peeps.
All right.
Everyone should watch Canadian Drag Race. You can watch it through the Wow Presents Plus app the day it airs. First of all, very fancy schmancy.
Yeah.
And I'm still gonna think about it. Like maybe if I might do recaps of the Vegas show. I just don't know how long the show is gonna be. I might like watch the first episode, and if it seems recap worthy, then not worthy, but like something that actually be interesting to recap, maybe I'll do episodes. No promises, but we shall see.
Yeah.
I never know how to end. So goodbye, Samantha Lebrocq.
Goodbye.